Hi, welcome to another video of Game of Thrones Academy. Hi, Tamar.
Hello.
What we do is we look at A Song of Ice and Fire through the lenses of real history and real political processes, so we can learn something new about the books and hopefully learn a little bit of history along the way. And today we are going to talk in general about the political systems in A Song of Ice and Fire. I think the political structures in A Song of Ice and Fire, they're very important because he goes into such detail. He bothers to have actions and consequences on the political systems. So it means that it's something worth looking at more deeply when we analyze the books. It's like The Wire in a sense.
Shit.
But can you talk a little bit about the...
Let's talk politics.
Let's talk politics.
Yeah, let's talk
A Song of Ice and Fire politics.
Politics is fun. Politics is the Game of Thrones, and it even entered the modern slang here as a use of analyzing politics today, a Game of Thrones.
Right.
So there is a lot of truth in that book, even though it's fantasy. So Westeros, what kind of political system we have in Westeros? Maybe an intermediate stage between some sort of federal feudalism, with no central power. We have a monopoly on the use of force, as we know today, and between a consolidated monarchy with a capital and a sense of unity, which is the Seventh Kingdom.
Okay.
And feudalism...
They don't have one army.
They don't have one army. We don't have an institution with a monopoly on the use of force. With the main glue that holds the society is loyalty.
Okay.
One of the main glues is loyalty. Loyalty to your family, loyalty to your name, loyalty to your lord. And feudalism is like a general agreement between a warrior caste, like a professional warriors, who hold the land. Feudalism comes from the word feudum, or fief, which is a land. Okay. You can call it landism. Landholdism. Yeah, who holds the power? One who has lands.
And when did you have that in the world?
Like, let's say, Eddard Stark is the Lord of Winterfell.
Okay.
So all of the other lords in the north, they are smaller lords in the hierarchy of lords.
Right.
And they are loyal to him, to Eddard Stark, to his name and his...
not to him personally,
not
to
him
the
personally, to the name of his house. So when Eddard Stark dies, they need to... officially, I think they need to swear an oath again
to his heir.
To his heir,
that's of the Stark name.
Yeah, so they swear the oath to the powerful lord, and in exchange they get protection.
Right.
So we have a basic agreement. I hold the strong power, like the raw power. I will protect you from invaders and thieves.
Right.
You will give away your freedom in order for
your ambition
and your freedoms in order for me to protect you.
And money also.
And money and property as well. And I give you the opportunity to sit on my land, grow food for you and your family, pay me a certain tax, and when I need you to fight, you will call. I will call up the banners, and you will have to come because you swore an oath to my family.
And we see that this oath, even though some people betray that oath, we can see that it's really important.
And if you follow that, when Rob executed Lord Karstark, the oath was broke.
And the Karstarks left.
The Karstarks left because Rob, as a lord, neglected his duty to protect, and so they could have said that. Of course, Rob could have argued with them, but they could have said, "No, you broke the agreement. You killed our."
And he understands why they're leaving.
Yeah, understand. Doesn't call them traitors or something like that.
Okay. So basically, Rob, like each warden swears an oath to the king.
Yeah. In feudalism, you have this. When you teach feudalism, of course, it's shallow and it's not that accurate, but usually you draw a pyramid.
Okay.
On top you have the king. The king is like the primary landowner, so-called primary landowner. He's identified himself with the state. So let's say if you say in the Middle Ages France declared war on England, It means basically the king of France declared war on
The king of England.
The king of England. And the flag of France back then was the flag of the ruling family.
The house.
The ruling house, yeah.
Yeah.
The flag of the house.
Okay, and below the king you have
Below the king you have the lords.
the high lords.
The high lords. He leases his lands of the state to them for their own purposes.
The warden of the north, the warden of the west,
north.
and we can see that the person who decides who is the warden is in fact the king in
king,
Westeros.
yeah. They owe him their loyalty. They owe him the loyalty, and soldiers, and need to provide themselves. But beneath them,
Yeah,
they have another part of the pyramid.
the lesser lords.
The lesser lords.
Like
For
medium
example,
houses.
The medium houses. Let's say Winterfell has the Umbers, the Tarleys to the Tyrells.
The Tyrells,
Okay,
right.
everyone has this.
And below them,
and below them,
there's another. There are more houses. Yeah, lesser house. Lesser
theoretically, a vassal can hold vessels of his own. The knights, they are the professional soldiers. They learn the craft of war from the age of 7.
And Jaime also.
Jaime from the age of 7.
Rob.
He started as an apprentice, as a
Squire.
and then
Right,
they received the knight in the
who knights them?
Who knights them? A knight can knight them, or a nobleman can knight them.
And they swear oath to.
To their lord. They are,
So you can be a knight and not be a lord. You don't have to have any lands to have to be a knight.
no, you don't have to own lands.
Okay, so below the
On the top, on the bottom of the pyramid, on the bottom of the pyramid, you have the common man, the peasant, the serf. The land that they cultivate and work on, it's not their land, it's the lord land. They owe fealty and taxes to their lords, and if they demand them to go to fight with him, to fight with him against a different lord or the enemy outside, they will have to go.
Okay.
They have no rights of their own. They can't change their housing. They can't, sell their stuff
right.
without the permission of the lord. A village in the Middle Ages is like a big family. All the villagers are like brothers, and the father is the lord. I think even Eddard Stark said it to Bran or something like that. He considered himself the father of all his subjects. He needs to take care of them and protect them. And of course, he's the only one who can use force in that unit.
Okay, so this is Westeros. It's very interesting. We can see that all across the books. What about in other places in Planetos? What about the free cities? What's the political system over there?
The free cities, they are republics. Most of them they are republics, which means a representative government with no king,
right?
And no monarchy,
right?
Which means the legitimacy of ruling do not come from your bloodline or your birthright, but by free elections. Yeah, let's say free elections.
Of rich people.
Of
maybe.
rich people electing their leader. It's similar to the Italian city-states in the Middle Ages, when they have this city council. You see that in Bravos with the key holders, like a city councils that choose their leader, and he has the executive power, but he doesn't die with it.
It can be replaced.
Yeah, and he's not ruling for his family honor and name. He's ruling for the interest of the city as a political unit.
As a job.
As a tool.
As
a tool, a job. He's ruling
on behalf
of other people.
Okay, that's great. And what about Slaver's Bay? What kind of political system there's there?
In Kars you have the Council of Merchants, and Slaver Bay.
Merchants.
Merchants, yeah.
The rulers there are merchants, not noble blood or anything.
No, noble blood, but relating to probably merchant royal blood.
Yeah,
not royalty that
not
came from the warrior class, but no royalty that came from the merchant class.
Okay, it's interesting. Okay.
It's not a total meritocracy.
Yeah, Carthage is not really the Slaver's Bay, it's more the east. And in Slaver's Bay,
it's a plutocracy, it's like a total oligarchy that doesn't change at all.
Rich families,
rich slavers, the wise masters have practically a dictatorial power inside the cities. Their political units, they rule I guess we don't know a lot about it. We just know that Danny removing the masters created this kind of chaos, means that the wise masters held a lot of power.
Right.
It was hard to replace them.
Okay, and to set up our bold prediction, can you talk a little bit about political reform in these times? What was there political reform in medieval times?
There was the Magna Carta, opening up the contract between the lords and the king. Like the king had to share his power with the other lords. Like the idea of sharing the power officially was created back then in the 13th century and later developed into a more representative sort of way of government up until the creation of parliaments.
Right.
And modern democracy.
And we're still trying to make it more representative. The people are hoping to make it more representative. Okay, so let's set up Itamar's super incredibly bold prediction. You are a brave man. You're a brave man.
In a sentence, representation is coming.
Representation is coming.
Representation is an idea, I think, is coming to Westeros.
How so?
Tyrion and Jorah in the fifth book talk about the Volantis way of doing stuff. Like it says, it sounds ridiculous, all this stuff about choosing a different party all the time, something like that. And Jorah says, yeah, maybe it's complicated, but at least we don't have a mad king here. They don't have a mad king here. They don't have Joffrey here. So we have a good side and a bad side of that process. And the main thing is the Feast of Crows chapters of Brienne when she traveling Westeros, seeing all the damage the nobles Game of Thrones is making, and I think the next ruler of Westeros will have to take into account a new faction that rising now in Westeros is the people.
They are a faction.
They're deprived. The people they will want more a bigger representation.
And we can see it also in the Brotherhood Without Banners.
The Brotherhood Without Banners, and I think they are their champion.
And in some way, we can see it also in the Faith Militant.
In the Faith Militant, more they chose. They
have a vote.
They chose a septon, not from the old elite, but someone with a champion of the poor. Champion of the poor and the deprived. And if you look at Westeros as a feudal system, with no central institution with a monopoly on the use of force, like we have in the modern state today, you can see there are three institutions working now in Westeros. The Maesters, the Faith, and the the Night Watch. They all of them swear to celibacy, which means they don't see their power derives from their blood, and they don't give their powers to blood necessary, but to everyone. And
they don't know.
Everyone
they don't owe loyalty.
They don't owe loyalty to a certain king, but to a realm. The realm is in itself. And they choose their leaders. Democratically, they choose.
They vote
based on, we would like to believe, some sort of meritocracy.
Maybe if there's political intrigue, that's fine.
They also has some sort of social mobility, so they accept people to their ranks without looking without a blood test.
Without a blood test, right? Or money test.
Or land test. You can go to the watch. You can go to be a septon or
and you can climb along the ranks. Of course, that royals have all of their privileges.
The de facto and the jure, of course.
But you can theoretically climb up and become a lord commander even if you were lowborn. Theoretically.
Even if you are a bastard. The most detestable thing there is
it's still better than lowborn, I think. John
bastard is worse than lowborn.
No, I don't agree.
Bastard.
Okay.
So representation is coming.
You
will see that more in the books. I think the next monarch of Westeros will have to take into account a new rising power in Westeros, which is the public public view and
I think there's a strong clue for that. We in the free folk, because they came into the north. They don't owe any loyalty to anyone. They didn't swear an oath to anyone. They have their own political system. We're free. We don't. And now they're going to populate somehow the north in one way or another, and they're going to force the ruler's hand to change the political system in some way to accommodate.
100,000 people coming to Westeros with totally different political view and beliefs. You will have to accommodate them in some sense.
Otherwise we'll have war
of extermination.
And I think it's incredible how George R. R. Martin he not only detailed every political system, but he thought of every conceivable scenario of action and consequence. For example, when he brought down the free folk from beyond the wall, like not beyond the wall, like to the right side of the wall, he thought, okay, this will change what's in place, and all these things it's so complex and so nuanced.
And it is a literary choice he made. He didn't have to do it. Like I'm not a specialist on fantasy novels, but from what I know, from what a lot of people that read fantasy told me when they telling us when they're talking about this book, that the way he chose to tell his story, he didn't have to tell us about the political system. He could say, okay, the new king is coming, blah, 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 now let's go into the next step, but this is a part of his story.
Described all the different political systems and the pros and cons of everything.
The name of the first book is A Game of Thrones, so it's about politics. It's about politics. And it's not only about, and if it is only about like the House of Cards, who will be president, so it's not an epic story. It's a nice story.
A political story.
A political story, not an epic story. An epic story needs to start somewhere and end
somewhere else
differently and far away.
So freedom is coming. Freedom.
Democracy is coming.
Freedom!
Democracy is coming to Westeros. If you go to Westeros in 800 AL, you have the president of Westeros with one army, the army of Westeros.
It was an NSA, and he's listening in to all the computers now.
With glass candles, he's watching. With the glass candles,
the NSA, they have glass candles.
People having sex on dragons and stuff.
Looking at the glass, porn through glass candles. Okay, that's great stuff. Okay, so please comment if you agree, if you don't agree, contradict Itamar, tell him how he's wrong. Like and share and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.